again. I'm with Dr. Hooker here. He's the principal at Clark Central High School, so finally got a chance to interview him. Super excited. He's the man around here. But I had a few questions I want to ask you as an MA2 student that's coming into the teaching field. This is my first semester really out here, experiencing it, testing the water, seeing how it's all going. What is it like as an administrator? Like, what is your side of all this? Like,
as far as working with interns or student teachers?
As far as working with teachers and then working with students.
I think my job as principal here is to support teachers, to provide resources they need to be successful with their students. And making sure that when it comes to the internship or placing of teachers, Dr. Dunham has that, but she funnels it through me. We want to make sure there's appropriate placement with the right teachers to get things done. So.
And do you have, what's your interaction with students? Do you have any, one-to-one relationship time with them, or is it just kind of more of an observational?
As far as our student body, a lot of students I do have one-to-one time with. Some of our students who are failing, I set appointments up to meet with them, put it on their calendars. I have, for some ungodly reason this year, a lot of the freshman students like to email me to get perspective. One kid, I won't call his name, he's asking me, is it advisement today or glad time, or simple things like that. In the past, most students didn't do that, but yeah, I do spend some one-on-one time. Not only try to spend a lot of one-on-one time with the kids who are causing a lot of problems, but those who are high-flying as well. Try to spend some time with them.
Excellent. They're calling on the big guns here. I feel like I do the same in my program. I could email a lot of people, but I go straight to Dr. Heath every time, and she's probably annoyed by that. But yeah, so that's great. So if you had some advice for a new teacher that was, I guess the biggest thing pressing for me is knowing what it's going to be like to talk with the principal the first time, what to expect, what I should do, what I should avoid doing, potential interview process, what are some good tips for the new teacher coming into a new school?
Well, a new teacher coming into a new school, or are you talking about student teachers or just a new teacher period?
Once we're finished with this program and we're on the job market, going in to meet them the first time.
Well, I would say spend some time with your mentor if you're assigned a mentor. The other thing is, if you have opportunities, visit other classrooms.
Okay.
Find out and you quickly learn on the hallway who has the best classroom management. Visit those classrooms, because there are some students who may act up in somebody's class, but then they get into a different class and they behave. Why?
Right.
What's the difference? Observing. I say for first year teachers, the first 3 years, I would encourage you, don't coach anything. Some people are passionate about coaching, but I would hold off. Learn your craft first before you delve into extracurricular activities. And if you do delve into it, don't take on 3 or 4.
Okay.
Stick with one for its one season and let it go. And spend time during those collaborative planning times. I think when I started teaching 27 years ago, we didn't have that. You were in isolation. You planned your own lessons or whatever. And now that you have collaborative planning, I think it's the best. You learn from each other because you have strengths and weaknesses, and it helps to develop good lessons.
Absolutely. So you were a teacher for how long?
8 years. I taught self-contained BD, high school, middle school, and elementary level.
Okay, excellent. And then you went
to administration.
Straight into administration. Which one do you prefer?
I think as an administrator, you have more of an impact. As a teacher, you only have control, or you can only impact 120 students.
Okay.
If that. As an administrator, 1,500.
Wow.
But here's the thing, as an administrator, you still have to be student-centered. It has to be about the students, not what's easiest for teachers, or what's going to be in the best interest for students.
That's great. Yeah, that's definitely the teaching philosophy that we're instructed and adopt quickly.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. So what's a typical day like for you? Is it always changing?
Typical day.
Sorry, I don't know.
Just press the volume down. No, the other one.
So look at this. I'm learning more and more as it goes.
Typical day starts anywhere from 7:30, depending on what type of meetings. Observing in classrooms, dealing with students, or principal meeting, administrative meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of meetings.
Just all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
There's some evenings, as I look on last week, there's some evenings I may not get home 3 days out of a week to about 9 o'clock, 9:30.
Okay.
After school activities, like today is junior ROTC. They're having an open house. That'll be to 6. I have to be at a board meeting at 6.
Wow.
You just have various activities, especially with supervising athletics as well.
So you're called on to be at everything then.
Yeah, you try to. We divvy it up between the athletic department as well as administrators, but it's not unusual for any of us doing athletics. When you think about winter sports, you have basketball, soccer, wrestling, and swimming.
Right. It's
not unusual for any of us to be out 2 or 3 days a week late, either with a basketball game, a soccer game. Soccer will kick in January or February, but yeah.
So just roll one sport to the next.
Yes.
Man, that's crazy.
Yes.
I'm sure they love the support though, seeing you out there.
Yeah, and it's good to be there. We've during the Christmas break, sometimes I'll go attend a tournament, or I think our wrestling team, I've met them in South Carolina where they've done a tournament. So, yeah, it's good to get out there and see the kids in a different environment as well.
Yeah, I bet. I know that when I was in high school, I loved it when my teachers and my principals showed me like, man, it's cool. You're out here. You're like,
yeah, it's good.
It's a great feeling.
They get to see you differently as well.
Gotcha. So, I guess the last thing I would really like to know is like when you're going to hire a new teacher, like, how much time do you spend with them before you put them in that role? Like, do you go and like to observe them, put them in a classroom and watch them?
Well,
or is it more
here's the thing: we've taken a different approach. Depending on the subject area and department chairs, we have had when we've interviewed teachers, we've asked them to come in and model a lesson.
Okay.
With the department chair, myself, and the interviewing committee. If it's a mid-year hire, say someone quits in December, we will have that person to come in, the candidates come in and teach a lesson to a class, and we vary the levels. They'll teach an on-level class, a co-class, and an advanced class.
Okay. Just
to see what they're capable of doing. And during the summertime we interview, I like it if we have candidates who've worked with us before, because they know the population. We've been fortunate in the past to hire some teachers to that, or we just look outside the box.
Okay.
So we've been successful so far.
Excellent. That's good to know. I think that's probably the most nerve-wracking thing after the first time student teaching is getting that first placement. So that's
and I can tell you what sets the good hires from the others is the involvement. You talk to their supervising teacher. What have they done? Were they just there 8 to 4?
Right.
Were they involved in club activities? Did they help out with students and things of that nature? And we have to make sure it's a good fit.
So it really begins now, not...
Yeah, it does. And candidates who may not have student taught at our school, but taught at a neighboring school, calling that principal and finding out. We try to do our homework before hiring someone.
Right.
Not because someone has the degree.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So.
That's great policy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're good. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time, sir.
All right. Thank you.